Today I'm going to be addressing Russian Capitalist's video titled Addressing the LTV, or Labor Theory of Value.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm Hampton, or Russian Capitalist, and today I will go ahead and address a couple points in this video titled Defending the Labor Theory of Value by this YouTuber named Vicky199.
So the video he's addressing is 40 minutes long, so I was kind of expecting a longer response in just 4 minutes, but I'm not going to underestimate him, so let's see.
This is a bunch of parts a phone is made up of. It's a screen, a camera, a battery, a case, and so on. And if we assemble those, the resulting product will always have a higher value than the individual parts put together. This is because it consists of the parts plus the labor of assembling them. And the more labor it takes, the more valuable it is.
So this is like a really simple explanation of the labor theory of value, so I don't think you should really just base your whole conception of this on it, because there's much more things to that, and you're going to get a lot of stuff wrong, and obviously there's going to be really easy counters to this if that's all that you think the labor theory of value is made up of.
So, the more labor it takes, the more value equates to it. I think that's very, very stupid.
Cool.
Now, I'm not denying that the quantity of labor doesn't equate to value. I agree that it does add some value. But why does it add all of the value? Why is it the only thing that matters? Does the quality of the labor not matter? Does the quality of the phone not matter? So does the supply and demand not matter? Is there being a consumer surplus of these like products and phones in general just not matter?
Okay, I'm going to address your points really quickly. Does the quality of labor not matter? Marx says that the value of a commodity is determined by the socially necessary labor, which means the average amount of labor time it takes to produce a commodity. This depends on the conditions of the society as well. So the quality of labor, on average, is what determines the value, not just any random labor. Quality of the phone not matter? I don't know exactly what you mean by this, but what I imagine you're trying to say is how well made the phone is. Well, this has a relation to labor in that a higher quality phone will take more labor time to make than a lower quality phone. Now, does supply and demand not matter? Marx in Capital explains that the equilibrium price, or where supply and demand meet, is the price of production, which reflects the true value of the commodity. Supply and demand can disrupt this at times, meaning the price will not always equal the value of the commodity.
So it's a point that they just never address, and if they try to, or when they quote-unquote will, they're just gonna bullshit their way through it.
Assembling a phone might only take a few minutes and would thus not add that much value to the product. But assembling a handcrafted wooden table takes a lot more labor, so the value of the table is way higher than the value of...
Okay, but again, what about the quality of the labor? What about the quality of the wood? What about the quality of the table itself? Again, you're just pointing out the quantity of labor, which is supposedly the only thing that matters. But it isn't, because again, there's these other variables that Marxists just completely ignore.
Marx hasn't ignored anything. You've just refused to do your own research, or you've refused to even read him, and you're taking all of your information about the labor theory of value from like a 10-second explanation, which isn't going to give you the full picture. The quality and all these things that you're bringing up all have a relation to labor, or Marx has explained that they are not contradictions in the labor theory of value.
Of the raw materials. And if we look close enough, everything is just made up of labor. Those raw materials as well. The battery was assembled by someone, and the lithium was mined by someone, and crucially, from that it follows that natural resources don't have an inherent value. Yes,
if natural resources don't have an inherent value, why do people bid on them?
Okay, so first of all, natural resources aren't commodities since they aren't made for production. And second of all, the people bid on them for people to gather these natural resources and bring them to the market, right? Because you can't just bid on a random log in the woods, let's say. You're bidding for someone to bring that log from the woods to you.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
Diamonds are very expensive and have a high value, but according to the labor theory of value, you're not paying for the inherent value of a diamond. After all, it's just a rock. What you are paying for is all...
yes, you are paying for the inherent value in diamond. And even then, diamonds aren't valuable unless your needs are quenched first. Again, I guess I can go into the diamond water paradox.
The diamond water paradox is an attempt to disprove the labor theory value, right? But it doesn't work because the reason diamonds are more expensive than water is because it's harder to acquire diamonds than it is to acquire water. It takes more labor time to mine for diamonds than it does to go and bottle water, if you get what I mean.
But I guess you could say that's just a glimpse of it. So no, we don't value diamonds the same as water unless our first needs are already met.
All the labor that went into getting it to you. The labor of the person who located the diamond mines, the one who dug up the diamonds, the labor of the person who analyzed its quality, the labor of the person who transported it to you.
What about the quality of the diamonds? What about the surplus of diamonds? It's stuff that just isn't addressed or pointed out.
It's not addressed because it's really easy to apply, right? Um, it takes more labor time on average to find higher quality diamonds because they're rarer than lower quality diamonds. I'm assuming, right? So therefore, it would be more valuable because it's harder to find them. So on average, it takes more labor time to find them, meaning the higher quality diamonds are more valuable, which makes perfect sense. There's no you don't need to do mental gymnastics even to get this conclusion.
The less expensive one. All of that labor, which is quite a lot, is why diamonds are expensive and sand isn't. Sand is so common that all it takes to get a kilo is a shovel and 20 seconds.
So, even when you're in the middle of a city, trying to use sand for whatever reason, it's still not valuable? No! Value is subjective.
Diamonds are rarer.
I have no idea what you were trying to say there. If you mean scarcity, well, labor has a direct relationship to scarcity, and you really haven't proved that it's subjective. But we can have a discussion on this. I'd like to.